Hello, my name is Denise Axelson and I'm visiting James Johnson's workshop here in Alvord, Texas. I've been a blacksmith for the last 10 to 15 years and I did my training in pure forge work at Hereford in England. And now I do blacksmithing full-time in Australia. To me, the most important piece of equipment in my workshop is my power hammer. I own a 15 kilo or 33 pound Anyang power hammer. There's several things that you should consider when you buy your power hammer. A power hammer allows you to do more work and it's less wear and tear on the body, and it also allows you to do much more than you could ever do manually. You need to talk to as many different people and visit as many different blacksmith shops as you can and ask if you can try their hammer before you decide what to buy. For me, there's several reasons why I bought this size Anyang hammer. The cost being one of them. The other was the small footprint that it has so that it would fit in my single size workshop at the time. I also wanted the guards and everything covered so that I wouldn't trip and catch myself up on it either. I'm not very technical, so I wanted a hammer that I could just plug into the wall, press the on-off switch and it would go. I also wanted a hammer that was in current production. I wanted to be able to know that if something went wrong, I could get spare parts easily. I wanted to be able to pick up the phone and talk to a dealer should I develop any issues and know how to resolve them. Other things you need to consider is what size stock you want to work under your hammer. Again, at the time, I didn't use anything much more than a 16mm, so if I could get an inch or more from my hammer, I was very happy with that. And having seen this hammer reduce 2-inch stock, I find that incredibly exciting. And in fact, I can't wait to get home to try to do some more larger pieces of work. I'm not going to do that all the time, so this range of hammer does virtually everything I need it to do. So if you want to work bigger stock than a 2-inch, then you need to go up to one of these beautiful machines here, which I've really enjoyed working on. Okay, and now I'm going to hand you over to Bruce Beamish, who's the Anyang rep for Australia, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about the hammers and the technical side that I just don't know.
Now, my background is that I'm an industrially trained smith. I started my training at the age of 16, and as you can see by the white hair in my beard, that was just a little while ago. Not that I work full-time as a blacksmith these days, but I'm involved in the forging industry. I do sell to industrial people, I sell to small hobbyists. I just love doing it. Forging is my passion. So this is how I became involved with Anyang power hammers. I did some research, I tried a few hammers, I talked to James, and from there on I bought hammers, and then eventually I became the dealer for Australia and New Zealand. Anyang pneumatic forging hammers are made from cast iron. This allows more flexibility in the design, but the frame itself does not flex like other fabricated hammers. The frame has a lifetime warranty against defects to the original owner. This is a very key feature in buying a hammer, I believe. Compare the weight of an Anyang hammer. Typically these hammers weigh twice as much or more than the equivalent hammers of the same ram weight. This gives you great hitting power. Now, whilst hitting power is important, equally, if not more so important, is the control. Now, again with these hammers, you have great control which allows for precision work when required. The operator can change stroke and does not have to adjust the hammer for different material thicknesses as you go along. It has the capacity to vary the stroke within the range of the hammer's capabilities, all with the control of the foot treadle. The hammer will never slow down when performing light hits. This is excellent for working thin stock, where the rapid blows enable you to retain heat within the material whilst working it, therefore requiring less number of heats. The Anyang hammer is a totally self-contained hammer. There is no external compressor needed. This means that you have got 100% power available when and where you need it. There is no downtime in waiting for a compressor to refill. These hammers are ready to go from the moment you turn them on. I've seen them working in factory environments in China, where the operator comes in, he starts his shift, he puts his foot to the ground on the treadle, and it works for his full shift. 3 shifts a day, 7 days a week quite often. They are industrial quality hammers. The new Anyang Heavy series are designed that the ram does not retract into the cylinder. This makes die changing much easier, fitting tooling much easier. It is a great feature and will save people a lot of time and give them a lot of confidence in using the machine in varying capabilities. Another key features of these hammers which we have not mentioned yet is the die height. Now this is really important for operator comfort. If you're hunched over at the hammer working like this, it's bad news. It hurts your back. Now, the die height on these hammers, on all these hammers in fact, is 3 feet at least to the face of the die, here and here, or 925 millimetres. So that's where you're working at, a very comfortable height, and there's less operator fatigue and back soreness at the end of the day, and that is really important, I can tell you. With this strong basic design, it allows Anyang to be flexible in their design process. So where there are improvements needed, we've been able to suggest improvements over the years and which they've taken on board readily and incorporated. The latest, of course, being is the development of the HS series, which was the outworking of the development of this beauty here, the 242 100 kilo hammer. All the features that we asked for in this were incorporated, and that was over a 3-day meeting that we held in Anyang ourselves at the factory with James Johnson, Steve Johnson and myself. We've also had input from the well-known John Nicholson of Massey, UK. Now this has resulted in this machine with the longer stroke, key-out design, wider throat here, and these have all been incorporated in the new models across the range. This has led us to be a very, very innovative hammer and some great features which people will enjoy, and they won't realise till they actually come and try them in the shop what the difference these things make to you as a hammer user. Anyang have backed this fully, and in fact the development process was so quick to design this new hammer. As I said, we had a 3-day meeting, they had drawings done before the end of the month after we'd got back, and within 6 months the prototype was built and operating in the factory. To me that shows great commitment by the company to produce these hammers that the market needs. Now, after that I'd like to introduce James Johnson, the distributor for Anyang USA. Over to you, James.
Thanks, Bruce. All good points. Another feature about these hammers I'd like to point out are the external drive belts. This keeps your belts dry, free from oil. Another feature about these hammers I'd like to point out is the air system or the air delivery system. In between the rear compressor and the front ram are solid cast iron and machined air ports. Other systems will include, or other delivery systems will include, air hoses, air lines, all of which can leak and deteriorate in time. With this simple and robust design, we are able to offer the longest warranty in the hammer industry. 5-year hammer part warranty, lifetime on the hammer frame.